I'm in the skies above Los Angeles, one of the few places where they'll let you play tag with real planes. I'm about to put my eyes through a high-speed workout.
And you can't get much faster than this.
My job as a co-pilot is to spot the other plane closing in at over 300 miles an hour. Then I have to get him in our sights and keep track of him as we hurtle around the sky.
But where is that other plane?
I'm looking for the tiniest speck in the distance.
My eyes are scanning the skies all the time.
This takes real concentration. There he is. My eyes are drawn to a tiny dot in the sky because it's moving. He knows we've seen him and he's going to try to lose us. Even at speed, my eyes stay locked onto him. As we bank and spin, my visual system has no trouble keeping track of which way he's moving and how far away he is.
And he's at the target now!
If I can get our laser on target, he'll release a smoke trail.
Yes! I got him! You can see the smoke coming from the tail!
This three-dimensional high-speed pursuit shows what we can do with our eyes. But how does our visual system measure up to the rest of the animal kingdom? There are plenty of exotic creatures equipped to see in truly fabulous ways. In the vivid coral reefs, mantis shrimps need to pick out the most colourful, healthiest mates. So their eyes have 4 times as many colour receptors as ours. They see the world as a psychedelic explosion of colour. With eyes that can swivel, chameleons can see 360 degrees without moving their heads. And each eye can judge distance by sensing how much the lens has to contract to get the target in focus. So they only need to spot something with one eye to catch their supper. The sharpest eyes in the world belong to birds of prey. Their eyes have 3 times as many light receptors as ours. With their incredible resolution, they can spot prey over 4 miles away. These animals all have eyes suited to their needs. So what have owls evolved to be good at? The answer is checking out other humans. We're group-living animals, and our real speciality is looking at the people around us, especially if we're attracted to them. In a busy night spot, we've decided to test exactly what people's eyes get up to, with the help of psychologists Ben Tatler and Kathy Hughes. Some volunteers have agreed to put on a headset that will record every move made by their eyes.
An eye tracker gives us the opportunity to see where we're actually looking, and this is kind of important to record because the eyes are moving about all the time. They're darting around 3 times a second, and we're certainly not aware of this, so we need some kind of piece of equipment that's going to show us what's happening.
Our volunteers think they're going to the back of the bar to be tested by the psychologists, but the real test is actually before that. They're asked to wait next to 2 women and a man who've been planted there, all attractive models. How much will our volunteers ogle them? And if they do, will they know they're doing it? Time to play back the tape, and our first victim is in for a surprise.
Check this guy's face as we went by. Did you realise that you were looking at it?
No, I noticed someone over there and they were laughing at me. That's all I did. But not that particular person.
I see you, baby.
She was very interested in our male model in the sleeveless T-shirt. And it's not just his face she's checking out. Next, she takes a look at the bloke's bottoms along the bar. And she had no idea she was doing it.
It's an eye-opener for me. I'm amazed. Absolutely. Absolutely.
In fact, all our volunteers claim they weren't aware of where they were looking.
Did you realise how much you were looking at them? Because you're looking at these two girls quite a lot.
In our test, the women actually ogled more than the men. Our last volunteer thought she was just talking to her friend, but her eyes were all over the guy in the camel coat.
I'm really embarrassed. I don't even know that there was a guy in the bar with a camel coat on, and yet I must have been sat looking at him. Oh my God, oh no.
Our brains are so good at people watching that we do it automatically without even realising.
I see you, baby. All right, don't touch me.
So I guess the great thing about looking at eye movements and looking at where we look is that it does give us a window into the way that the brain is working, what the brain is interested in at some kind of subconscious level, even though it never gets to the point of us being aware.
Our eyes never settle, and there's a good reason why they're constantly darting around. It's all to do with the basic design of the eyeball. I went to have a look inside my own eye. Dr. Bill Aylward showed me the layer of cells lining the back of the eyeball that forms the image.
What you can see here are blood vessels running over the surface of the retina, and beneath them are light-sensitive cells, which allow you to see.
Lining the inside of each eyeball, there are over 100 million light-sensing cells. But only the bigger cone cells see in colour. And amazingly, only in one tiny area of each eye are there enough of these cone cells jam-packed tightly together for sharp colour vision.
Most of the retina gives you vision which is quite blurry, apart from this very small area in the middle.
Just that smudge that we can see there.
This little smudge here that gives you really fine, detailed vision.
And that bright spot is even odder, an area which is completely blind.
That's where all the blood vessels come in and out, and where all the optic nerve fibres go back to the brain. And there's so much going on there that there aren't actually any light-sensitive cells in that area, and that corresponds to your blind spot. So it is a very odd design.